And the other thing she did, she compared my disability to somebody with dementia. It was obviously completely different.
Okay, I'm sorry, what? You just have to say that again. Someone compared your autism to dementia.
Yeah,
I am
honestly.
really shocked by that.
I'll tell you some shocking things today. Definitely.
Hey guys, welcome back to Coming Home to Autism. Today's episode is a bit of a different one for us. We are chatting to a lovely young lady called Olivia. Olivia follows us on Coming Home to Autism, and she was responding to a lot of your questions. I messaged her to say thank you so much because it's really lovely to hear from someone who's older who has autism, because for me, I know that when Dylan was 2, all I wanted to do was see what he was going to be like when he was 8 or 9, or what he was going to be like as a teenager, or how I could help him. And so Olivia and I started talking, and I said, would she like to meet with me? So she came down, she met me in Brighton. She shared with me her journey so far and her struggles and what has helped her. She is so inspiring, and the things she has been through and got through, and to be where she is today, I'm in awe of her. It's really got me thinking on how I can help Dylan more and what I should focus on next. I'm just waiting for Olivia. I'm meeting her here. I'm kind of nervous as I've never met her before. I'm gonna call her. Hi Olivia, where are you? I'm just, I'm by the ticket machines. Oh yeah, I'll come over now. I have no idea what you look like, by the way, so... I see you, hi! Hi, how are you? Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, nice to meet you. Maybe they just give that to boys, I don't know. Hi! How are you?
I was just at the gym. Hi there, I'm Ross.
This is Olivia,
Hi,
this is my friend Ross.
Yeah, nice to meet you. How's it going?
When did you get diagnosis of autism?
I was diagnosed when I was at the end of 6 years old, 6, 7.
Okay.
Quite, yeah,
Did
quite
you
young.
feel like a bit different before? Or how did you...
My parents knew, so when I was born, really, they kind of knew something wasn't right. So I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 5. When I was born, I was very, very small, like ridiculously small. I had a tube, and they actually looked for Down syndrome. They were like, any signs of Down syndrome? My dad was like, something's not right. And then from then on, they kind of knew that something wasn't. Because like, my general language progressed very, very quickly.
See, a lot of girls, this is why girls are diagnosed later than boys, because their language masks it.
Yeah. So my first word was tortoise, which obviously is quite...
Tortoise.
It's obviously
I
quite...
love that.
We got a tortoise.
Mum and Dad don't know we have tortoise. Actually, I was Bob, but never mind. What age did you start speaking? Do you remember? Or actually, do you remember?
Yeah.
So you're a genius.
Quite young. I think the speech is more the receptive language. Even now, my receptive language is really poor. So let's say someone gave me like a whole list of instructions. So she says, let's say, remember all this. I'd be like, okay, I might remember one of them. So like that's my challenge even now as an adult. So what I do at work, for instance, they give me a list, I have to write it down.
And you've got a job.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it is. I'm pleased. I wouldn't have got into work without the support that I've had. Because a lot of people with autism want to be in work, they want to function, but they don't have the skills to actually, or they struggle too much to even, like, let's say, attending an interview, they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Some people, that's just, the anxiety is too high.
So you got diagnosed at 6, and then did you know? Did your parents tell you, or were you just a bit like...
Yeah, I think I knew that something wasn't, because at school, I found it struggled to make friends and things, and I've been to 7 different schools.
7 different schools?
In total.
Okay.
So I think...
I'm guessing you were in mainstream when you were diagnosed.
I was at a private girls' school when I was first years at school.
Yeah.
I'd been to quite a few nurseries, and even at nursery it was quite turbulent, so I was actually deaf as a child as well. So
You were deaf?
Yeah, so I had like really severe glue ear, so at nursery, like, teachers would talk and they would be like, Olivia, you need to come. Originally they thought it was naughtiness.
You're incredible.
It wasn't.
You're incredible.
Thank you. I've had a lot of operations to fix it. 12 years old was when my last operation, so I had them over a course of the years.
Gosh.
So I got my hearing back. Then we moved to Australia for a year for my dad's work, and I enjoyed it at the school.
How did you find the move? Because I know a lot of people find, they're really worried to go travelling or go on holidays with their children.
At the age, I think, to be honest, I was quite excited, I think, by it.
Okay.
There probably were some anxieties, but obviously I can't fully remember that.
Yeah.
There probably were, definitely.
But you only have good memories now of it?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And then we came back after a year, and this current school I was at before, they said, they couldn't meet my needs. So I was like, okay. So I moved to another private school. So I was there for about a year and a bit, and then they said they couldn't meet my needs. And then we had to move me out of there into a state school to then get the EHCP, because they won't send anyone or support anyone.
Private schools don't. They don't really doing that.
They don't. So I moved there, and I was really badly bullied, like to the horrific extent. So like on a daily basis, I had like black eyes and all sorts.
What? Like physically?
Physically, yeah, every single day for about a year. And they were like, my mum was like, "You've got to go to school," and I was like, I still remember it now, like crying, like I do not want to go in. I do not want to go in. Mum was like, "You've got to go in." I just remember like training myself in every single day, and just being like, "Don't want to be here." I think because I had an extra support in the classroom, and I think there was some jealousy around that. I think.
So how many years ago was this?
And that was when I was year 5.
See, what's funny is that autism is like we were talking about earlier, it's grown in the past couple of years, so they probably didn't even know what it really meant.
Probably not.
You are such an amazing woman.
Thanks.
You're in full-time job now, you just got
part-time,
a job.
but sixth form, yeah, hoping to go full-time.
You finished school.
Yep, sixth form, and then next year I'm doing a degree equivalent.
So you're doing a degree.
Yeah.
How did you get from, because I know a lot of parents out
I look at
there
it now
are going, oh my gosh, I'm homeschooling my child, never sending them out. The problem is I've got with homeschooling, and I know I've been talking about this recently in my videos, I feel that if I keep Dylan in a bubble, I can't keep him there forever. I know homeschooling does work for a lot of children, and that is brilliant.
It's friendships as well, isn't it? And having that routine of going to the school.
Us, I just worry that if I homeschool him, he already loves his home, he's already very obsessed with me, so Dylan also has OCD.
Yeah.
And I'm one of his obsessions, which is lovely.
Yeah, to an extent.
Suffocating sometimes. And it's hard, you know, it is hard. And what I don't want for him to do is for his world to get even smaller.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to arm Dylan with the tools, like your mum clearly, and your dad did clearly for you, to give you the tools to be who you are today. So how do I get Dylan to where you are?
Well,
how do we get our kids there, huh?
Yeah.
No pressure.
Yeah. So I had a lot of SLT, so that's why I'm kind of...
SLT is speech and language
OT, the occupational therapy is really good. And just a mixture of being, because I was in like a very small SEND school, like the class of 8 students.
So you found
that nurturing environment
really helped you?
Definitely. Without it, I would not be.
Really? That's really interesting, because you know some people say that if you go to a special needs school, they're worried their child's going to end up with more problems.
It's definitely helps. Like without it, I would probably be dead.
Oh, don't say that.
Because I had such a horrific time with like my borderline stuff. Oh bless you. Without it, I would not be. Cause without the one-to-one support that I've had and everything, like kept me going. Definitely. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which kills 1 in 10 people. It's a mental health condition because of the trauma that I experienced as a child. So I only recovered, I'd say I've recovered in the last year.
I was trying to get through a video without crying. I seem to cry in every single video lately.
Well, it's amazing really, isn't it, watching somebody, I suppose. I mean, my nan the other day, she came into my work and she burst into tears. She was like, oh my God, you've done so well. And I was like...
Where are you working?
Boots. So I'm a number 7 beauty advisor.
Brilliant.
I really enjoy it.
No wonder your makeup looks so good.
Part of how I've got here, as hard as it is through everything I've been through. Definitely.
How did the occupational therapy help you?
So just having that time, giving me strategies in the classroom, and having, because teachers in SEN schools, like let's say you want a ball to bounce on while you're learning, that's okay. And let's say you wanted to sit under the table while you're learning, that's okay. And because you don't have to explain yourself, people already understand.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot.
Takes away some of the pressure away from you.
A massive amount of pressure away.
Did you find being a teenager really tough? Did you know what was going on with your own body? Because
I think I was lucky enough, because I know some people with autism, they don't understand it. I think I'm lucky enough to understand it because I had a lot of support.
Again, with the special needs, but it helped you do.
Definitely, it all connects. That's the thing. The support you have, it just all comes together. I think the biggest battle for me when I was a teenager was when I became, I was in year 10, so I was doing my GCSEs, I was doing really well, predicted C's, and then I became really unwell. It's almost like something just clicked. So it's almost like all the past that I've been through, it just kind of came together, and it was like, it went downhill from there. And I ended up locking myself in a room at the school. I had a one-to-one. I didn't attend any classes.
And this is mainstream?
This was special needs school.
You have been to a lot of schools. I'm trying to figure out which one was special needs and which one was mainstream.
Yeah, this is my second special needs school.
Okay.
Because everything I've been through, I just it's just collapsed. It
Do
just
you
went.
think that sometimes, like, I do wonder with Dylan, because I try and work out how your magnificent brains work. You know, they say, because Dylan will tell me something 2 weeks later that happened. So, like, he'll be fine. He'll think something will happen. He will be totally fine with it. And then 2 weeks later, oh, amazing, thank you so much. Yeah, so everything will be fine for 2 weeks. And then the next thing is, 2 weeks later, he'll have a total meltdown about it.
I suppose because it builds up. So I have had that. So I think for me, the way I manage it now, I do get that, is I do a lot of yoga and meditation. And it sounds really like that really helps, but actually that is one of the main things that helped me recover from borderline, which, I mean, at one point I told my parents that I was going to die. One point we thought that I wasn't in the school, one point we thought that I was going to kill myself, and that would be that.
Did you have thoughts?
Yeah, I was really unwell, so I had like psychosis and all sorts, and that was when I was like year 10 to 11. I wanted a new placement, so in the midst of that, you know, all of those battles, and the social worker I had was awful. And it was completely banned. I remember sitting in the school toilet and just crying my eyes out. I was like, I cannot do this, time and time again. And then finally I moved to where I'm at now, which is a really good school.
Would you think that talking about things helps, or?
Definitely.
But even, because sometimes I try and talk to Dylan, but it's like he doesn't hear me. Like, I can't talk to him like I talk to you.
Yeah.
He will just, he kind of just sits there and, like, I did a video for his, I did a video for his birthday recently, because I could tell him all these things now, but he will never hear me. He won't, he'll just be sitting there, he'll go, okay, thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
And he doesn't hear what I want to say.
I suppose because he's processing, because it takes so long to process it. Even now, if somebody says a lot to me, it takes like a few minutes to process it, and you just.
But I talk a lot too, so next week you're going to be going, wow, she spoke a lot.
No, it's fine. But when I was younger, it was kind of be like, and even now, like some things, you know, they make you shake, it freaks you out because it's like too much information.
Yeah.
And the way I handle it is definitely meditation, yoga, and taking breathing. So I did CBT.
How old were you when you started that?
Year 10.
What's year 10 now?
It really helped.
What age that is, 14, 15?
Yeah, I also did DBT, which is made for people borderline. And so people with borderline, they don't get diagnosed until they're 18, but they knew I had it. So although they couldn't diagnose, they said, well, the school could do some DBT.
And excuse my ignorance, for the borderline personality, is that because 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're not? Like, is it?
Yeah, it can be. Although now I'm managing it now because I've got my strategies and I'm a lot better, and I'm on tablets and things, so it helps stabilise things. But yeah, it does send you all over the place.
And what about friendships?
Friendships, yeah, I'm more of a person that has a few close friends.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's kind of, as you grow older, you get that anyway. But I know a lot of people my age, they like to hang out with a lot of people and like go clubbing and do lots. I'm not really. I mean, I like parties and like getting dressed up and stuff. But if someone said to me, right, tonight, would you rather have a pizza and sit at home, or go out clubbing, just pizza and sit at home?
Yeah. And
it's that
what
quiet,
about
it's like quiet time.
boyfriends?
Yeah.
Relationships?
Yeah. So I had one, and he's still my very good friend.
Yeah. Oh yes, that's for us. Thank you. Yeah, no, let's go ahead.
It's all right.
Like in relationships, do you find it hard to kind of strike up? Like, obviously, you know, you're a girl, so he makes all the moves, probably. Or do you make the moves?
I think it's a mix.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, times have changed, I suppose.
Times are changing. You girl. I'm teaching Dylan at the moment, like, how to open doors for girls and how to, like, go on dates. And, you know, we went for a coffee date the other day. So I'm kind of teaching him and talking about dates already with him, because he likes to know in his head, he likes things to be planned out. He likes things very planned
like
out.
Yeah.
He's like, right, you know, I'm going to get married and I'm going to have 4 kids. And I was like, okay, with the kid thing, Dylan, I said, that's not really up to you. I said, we kind of have to discuss with your wife as well. And he's like, right, I'm going to name them Dylan 1, DJ F18, and I'm like, Dylan, you can't name all your kids after you, okay? You just can't.
Bless him.
Are you autistic or do you have autism? That's the big question everyone asks.
It is, isn't it?
So
I was thinking about that this morning.
What do you think?
I would say I've got autism, but I'm not my autism. Does that make sense? But then I am, I suppose in other senses, I am autistic. It depends which way you look at it.
Because they did a survey recently with young autistic adults, and they wanted people to say they were autistic rather than they had autism.
You are you. You're still human. Like, you're not autism. You know.
I know.
You're not. But then on the other side of things, you are. It does have an effect on who you are.
So in our house, I say that obviously Luca has red hair and glasses. He has ADHD as well.
Oh, bless him.
And, you know, Dylan has autism, and it's never a big thing.
You're used to it, it's just
And the
your
other
life.
day, Dylan turned around to me and said, "Oh, I'm doing this because I have autism." And I said, "No, you're not. You're doing this because you're a kid, and because you're finding things tough, and that's okay."
Yeah.
I don't want him to also use his autism as an excuse.
Yeah,
For
that's a
feeling
big
like,
thing. My
for
parents
feeling
always, yeah.
like he can't. So your parents really pushed that as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. They're like, just because you've got autism, you know, it does, obviously it's a disability. And the school I went, the schools I've both been to, they've really taught that, because, you know, just because you've got autism doesn't mean you can like go commit a crime or, you know, something like that. There's also that balance of you have got autism, so adjustments have to be made. So like whether it's, you know, things like exam adjustments or in the home, or how getting routines adjusted because you've got to get to school or whatever it is.
Your mum and dad sound awesome.
They are
I have to say, they've raised a really beautiful, wonderful girl in you, and it sounds like they've been like super supportive.
Yeah.
You know, with you and your two sisters.
Yeah, they do. They try very, very hard to support. Because I mean, when I was a child, maybe I didn't appreciate it as much, but then you look back now, and you think, well, actually, I would not be where I am today without the money they spent on the sport, and my grandparents as well.
Dylan thinks that one day.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
Your story, though, you've also come a long, long way.
I have. I look back now.
Since when you were Dylan's age, you know, you've done so well. I'm proud of you, and I just met you.
Thanks.
You know, it's amazing.
No.
You know, I know it's hard right now for you guys who are waiting for a diagnosis, but look at Olivia, look how amazing she is. I know I know not all our children are going to be the same. I do believe that there's so much that can be done, and you are a testament to it. You make me so excited for Dylan when I meet you, because I hear everything that you've been through, and it's like, it's incredible, it's inspiring. You are inspiring, girl.
Thank you. And then my parents were like, is she ever going to do this? Is she ever going to do that? Because you get so many people tell you, you're not ever going to do this, you're not ever going to do that. I mean, they said I wasn't going to get past 4 foot or something, and I'm 5'3", so.
Well, there you go.
That changed. If someone said to me now, would you take away your autism if you could? No. I wouldn't.
Really?
I wouldn't, because it's helpful for other people, because with my experiences I can help other people with the condition.
Well, you really can.
I'm just so grateful that you did actually take the time out to come and talk to us and to give
one person.
exactly, and just everything, just hearing from you, getting inside an autistic person's brain and learning what the world is like for you helps us to raise our children. And honestly, and you are incredible, and I'm sure everyone is going to say the same. But you guys, if you have any questions for Olivia, please leave in the comments below, because Olivia is the best responder ever. She puts me to shame. And if you have any questions for me, please do leave a comment, give us a like, and guys, thank you so much for watching. That worked for me. It's my new makeup lady.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
So lovely to meet